Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy Nick, and today we're reacting to how good is Darius Acuff actually. Let's get right into it.
NBA draft is looking scary. We've all heard the big three names at the top of mock drafts: Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonsa, and Cam Boozer. But there's
Yeah,
still one guy who's being so slept on and deserves to be in the conversation for that number one pick. And that guy is none other than Darius Acuff Jr. Just look at these numbers. He's averaged 23, 7, and 3 on insane shooting splits. He's shot 48% from the field, a ridiculous 44.
Darius Acuff, one of my favorite prospects coming out of this draft. I think he's a shifty guard. Like he knows how to get to a rim and all that. His main weakness, though, I would say, is his lack of trying on defense. But he's my favorite point guard in this draft for sure.
Percent from 3 on just under 6 attempts per game, and he's shooting 80% from the line. These numbers are about as NBA proven as any guard can get. But can Darius Acuff really be one of the best players in this upcoming draft class? We'll break it all down in this video. But let's first start with understanding how Acuff has gotten to this point. From the very beginning, basketball was a huge part of Acuff's life. While playing at Cass Technical High School in Detroit, Acuff quickly emerged as one of the best players in Michigan high school basketball. As a sophomore, he averaged over 21 points per game while also contributing close to 6 assists, leading his team to a Michigan State championship and earning Michigan High School Player of the Year honors. But dominating at the local level wasn't enough. If Acuff wanted to truly test himself against the best players in the country, he needed a bigger stage. That opportunity came when he transferred to IMG Academy, one of the most prestigious prep basketball programs in the United States. At
IMG do a good job at developing players in high school for sure. Like for sure.
Acuff was suddenly facing elite competition every night. Future college stars, future NBA prospects, players who had been ranked among the best in their classes for years. And once again, Acuff proved he belonged. His scoring ability remained his calling card, but scouts started to notice something else: his feel for the game. Acuff wasn't just a gunner looking for his own shot. He understood how to read defenses. He understood when to attack and when to distribute. His performances earned him recognition as a 5-star recruit and one of the top point guards in the 2025 recruiting class. But the high school stage wasn't the only place where he would be ready to prove himself. Eventually, the time came to choose a college program, and several of the biggest names in college basketball were interested. Programs like Kentucky, Kansas, and Michigan all recruited him heavily. But in the end, Acuff decided to take his talents to Arkansas, and that was for one.
John Calipari does an amazing job at developing point guards and just guards in general. Like if you see the list of guards that he has, you got Derrick Rose, you got John Wall, you got De'Aaron Fox, Shea, Malik Monk. You got all these guards, so that's 100% the best choice to go to be under probably the best guard coach of all time.
One main reason: John Calipari. Coach Cal had developed a reputation for producing NBA-level guards, and playing under Coach Cal offered him the opportunity to play a major role immediately and be a lead guard right away. And almost as soon as he stepped on campus, it became clear that Arkansas had landed a special player. And just like being a forward at Duke, the place to be a point guard is under the guidance of Coach Cal.
Sure.
This is the guy that's coached 2 NBA guards who have won league MVP in SGA and Derrick Rose, as well as coaching more all-star guards like John Wall, Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox, Tyler Hero, Jamal Murray, and Tyrese Maxey. And the craziest part to me is that Kendrick Perkins said that Acuff is the best guard that Cal has ever coached.
Now that's a hot take right there. I feel like that's a hot take. Darius Acuff is for sure in the top 5 in my opinion of best guards that John Calipari has coached. But I wouldn't say the best. That dude Derrick Rose was cold. Same with John Wall. I would say he's for sure number 5. Like number 5 or number 4 on that list of best guards. Like John Calipari for real hasn't missed on like top tier guards that were like high stars coming out of high school. Like he does well at guiding them and developing them into good players, like good point guards.
I'm about to inform you right now. He is the best guard that John Calipari has coached.
And as we know, that is some pretty elite company to be in. So we know that Calipari...
Now, one thing I would say, though, he is for sure, in my opinion, the best scorer that John Calipari has coached. Out of the guards, he's the best scorer.
Knows that Acuff is the real deal, but the performances have more than backed it up. Even early in his freshman season, Acuff began showing flashes of the scoring ability that made him such a highly ranked recruit. One night he'd be hitting pull-up threes, the next night he'd be breaking down defenders with quick crossovers and finishing at the rim. Then there were the big moments. Against ranked opponents and tough SEC defenses, Acuff proved that he wasn't afraid of the spotlight, and that he can turn into an absolute scoring machine at any given point. In a major conference matchup against Tennessee, he scored 29 points and helped lead Arkansas to a statement victory. Later in the season, he delivered another standout performance with 28 points and 13 assists in a dominant win over Texas. And of course, we can't forget about when he broke the internet with a 49 bomb, a 37 bomb, 31, and 11, all leading his team towards the SEC championship game. Performances like that quickly turned him into one of the most excited freshmen in college basketball, and it didn't take long for national recognition to follow, because Acuff's talent...
Another thing I'll say, and I've seen someone say this on Twitter, they were saying, if Darius Acuff went to a school like Kansas, Kentucky, Duke, or a big school, he would have been projected number 1 overall. And I agree with that. Like, his ability to be able to score and all that, that's a number 1 pick. That's number 1 pick worthy right there. But you got other guys that are at bigger schools like Darren Peterson at Kansas. Then you got Cam Boozer at Duke, and he's at Arkansas. Arkansas is not really a big school. Outside of John Calipari, they're not that big of a school. I mean, you had Joe Johnson that went there, but they're not known as a big school. So he should be projected in the top 5, but Bleach Report, I think, have him going number 8 or number 7. But he's probably the best point guard in this draft outside Peterson.
Was impossible to ignore. He was SEC All-Freshman Team, First Team All-SEC, SEC Rookie of the Year, SEC Player of the Year, and a First Team All-American. His stock is through the roof, and rightly so, because he's scorching every single team he's playing against right now. And if Acuff Jr. can keep this momentum going into the NBA draft, and then the league, we're looking at someone who can sneakily get into the Rookie of the Year conversation.
Yeah. I had Arkansas
Sam, are you
winning
cheating on me with another pet store?
No.
I had Arkansas going to the national championship and winning. Michigan ended up coming out with that, but I say that dude Acuff is cold. Even the other players on Arkansas, you got Malik Thomas, you got Billy Richmond, you got all them. They're tough too. Like, they all play together well.
On us with eligible trade.
And speaking of how great Darius Acuff has been this season, I was absolutely locked into the SEC championship game the other night against Vanderbilt. And this is actually a perfect example of how I trade games live on Polymarket. Because if you understand the entire landscape of a game, the market gives you free opportunities. Let me show you what I mean. I opened up Polymarket in the beginning of the second half and saw that Arkansas was actually down 55-49 with 15 minutes left in the game and sitting at just 21% to win. I knew Arkansas didn't look as dominant as expected in the first half, but I had a lot of confidence in Darius Acuff leading Arkansas to an SEC title. If anybody was going to break the Razorbacks' 26-year drought of not winning the SEC conference tournament, it would be Acuff. And as the game went on, that's exactly what happened. Arkansas took over in the second half with Acuff going off. He flipped that 55-49 deficit with an 11-0 run and finished with 18 second-half points. But after that 11-0 run by Arkansas, that was when I made my move. Because right here, before the game even ended, I sold the position at 68%. And that move, selling my position mid-game, is the biggest advantage when using Polymarket. You're not until the final buzzer. On Polymarket, you have flexibility.
You see how this dude tried Hoop Dungeon? That was an amazing way to plug your sponsor, because you're still talking about the main thing, which is Darius Acuff, but you added in Polymarket as your sponsor. I like how you did that.
You're trading on momentum. Polymarket lets you earn your money. My code DUNGEON. Future at the next level, there are several traits that immediately jump out. The first is shot creation. In today's NBA, guards are expected to create offense both for themselves and for their teammates, and that's exactly where Acuff excels. He has a tight handle that allows him to break defenders down in ISO situations, he has the quickness to turn the corner on pick and roll plays, and perhaps most importantly, he has the confidence to take difficult shots when the clock is winding down.
That's a main thing, not just for Acuff, but basketball players in general. You gotta have that confidence out there. Because if you don't have that confidence, then what is it like? You can make the shots, but you gotta have that confidence out there to be able to take the shots.
It's a skill you simply can't teach. The second major strength is his scoring versatility. Acuff isn't limited to just one area of the floor. He can knock down three-pointers off the dribble, he's comfortable pulling up in the mid-range, and he has the body control to finish at the rim despite being slightly undersized. This three-level scoring ability is one of the biggest reasons why scouts are so intrigued by his potential, because guards who can score from anywhere on the floor are extremely difficult to defend. Another area where Acuff shows promise is playmaking. Even though he's known primarily as a scorer, he has steadily improved his ability to read defenses and find open teammates. When defenses trap him or collapse into the paint, he's capable of delivering accurate passes to shooters or cutters. And that balance between scoring and distributing is exactly what teams want from a modern point guard. Of course, like every young prospect, Acuff's game still has areas that might need improvement. One of the biggest questions surrounding his long-term projection involves defense. While
That's what I was saying earlier.
Has good instincts and quick hands, his size can sometimes create challenges when defending bigger guards. In college, he's able to rely on his quickness to stay in front of opponents. But at the NBA level, where guards are bigger, stronger, and faster, defense...
But the thing that I like about Acuff, though, that dude Acuff is built. Like, you see his build, that dude is strong. So if he chooses to play defense, if he chooses to not be lazy on defense, he can guard. Like the other game against High Point in the March Madness tournament, he let that dude on High Point's guard, score 30 points on him. He responded back with 30, but it doesn't even it out. Like, you got not, and it's videos of Acuff complaining about defense, saying he don't like running around playing defense and all that. If he doesn't be lazy on defense, he can play defense. Like, he's built with that. That's the same thing with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is built. It's a choice not to play defense at that point if you're that built.
Becomes a much bigger challenge. Another area scouts will be watching closely is efficiency. Acuff's efficiency against elite defenses will be key to his development. At the next level, teams will expect him to make quick decisions, limit turnovers, and pick the right moments to attack. Then there's the question of physical tools. At around 6'3", Acuff isn't the biggest guard prospect. In today's NBA, many teams prefer taller combo guards with long wingspans who can defend multiple positions. That doesn't mean Acuff can't succeed, but it does mean he'll need to rely heavily on skill, shooting, and decision-making to stand out. Fortunately, those are areas where he already shows significant potential, and we've seen many elite guards make it in the NBA exactly this way. And if Acuff's current trajectory is anything to go by, there's no reason he won't be able to adapt and develop his skill set to become a seriously scary NBA guard.
Sure.
As we said before, Debonsa, Peterson, and Boozer are the only guys mentioned as top picks. But if Darius Acuff continues developing at the rate he's shown so far, he could absolutely push his way into that conversation. Because the NBA is always searching for guards who can score, create offense, and take over games when it matters most. And Acuff has shown flashes of exactly that type of ability. In the best case scenario, he could develop into a dynamic scoring point guard capable of leading an NBA offense, a player who averages something in the range of 25 per game while being a pretty good playmaker while stretching defenses with deep shooting range, someone who thrives in pick and roll situations, someone who can create shots late in games. But even if he never becomes a true superstar, his skill set still gives him a strong floor as a high-level starter, a guard who can provide scoring bursts, run an offense, and create opportunities for teammates. And that's exactly why he's such an intriguing prospect, because the combination of scoring instincts, confidence, and creativity give him a pathway to success at the next level.
Darius Acuff is tough. Like, that dude is nice. He's, like I said, my favorite point guard coming out of this draft, and Darren Peterson as well. His scoring ability is amazing. It reminds me, and multiple people have said this, of like a young Allen Iverson. Like, Bleach Report compares him to whatchamacallit, to Stephon Marbury. I see similarities of
Change the
of
momentum
Allen Iverson for sure.
of a game in just a few possessions, the kind of player who forces defenses to adjust their entire strategy, and the kind of player fans love to watch, because when Darius Acuff Jr. gets going offensively, anything can happen. So the real question moving forward is simple: just how high is his ceiling? Can he become one of the elite scoring point guards of the next NBA generation? Or will he settle into the role of a talented offensive spark who provides scoring and playmaking off the bench? Only time will tell. But one thing is already certain: Darius Acuff Jr. is a name that basketball fans should start remembering. Because if his development continues on its current path, we might just be watching the early stages of one of the most exciting young guard careers in the game. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most intriguing young guards in college basketball, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another breakdown like this. And let us know in the comments, how good do you think Darius Acuff Jr. can be? Is he a
For sure.
future guard in the NBA?
W Hoop Dungeon for the W video. I say 100%. Darius Acuff is tough. He's nice. I see similarities of Allen Iverson. I see similarities of Stephon Marbury in his game. His ability to score, his burst off just speed. He's quick, all that. I think he got the potential to be like a starting guard for sure, a starting guard on a championship team, and hopefully that team is the one and only Atlanta Hawks. So hopefully the Atlanta Hawks can get a top 5 pick, and we draft this dude Darius Acuff, and we just build a dynasty, you know. But let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I feel like, yeah, he's tough. He's cold. I thought they were going to win the whole March Madness, but the problem with that, they only run like 8 players, and outside of Acuff, they only got about 1 scorer, and that's Malik Thomas. So they didn't, they didn't play that good. But yeah, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. 100% of y'all don't make it to the end of this video, but if y'all did, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Yeah.